Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The atomic process that occurs during a chemical reaction. He determined unique mechanisms for the photochemical reactions. The technical aspects of doing something. A mechanism of social control. A natural object resembling a machine in structure or function. The mechanism of the ear. Device consisting of a piece of machinery, has moving parts that perform some function. Philosophy, the philosophical theory that all phenomena can be explained in terms of physical or biological causes. The atomic process that occurs during a chemical reaction. The technical aspects of doing something. The mechanics of prose style. The branch of physics concerned with the motion of bodies in a frame of reference. Chemistry, any process determined by the atomic and molecular composition and structure of the substances involved. Chemistry, any process determined by the atomic and molecular composition and structure of the substances involved. Chemistry, any process determined by the atomic and molecular composition and structure of the substances involved. Putting a condemned person to death. Law, the completion of a legal instrument, such as a contract or deed, by signing it, and perhaps sealing and delivering it, so that it becomes legally binding and enforceable. The act of accomplishing some aim or executing some order. The act of performing, of doing something successfully, using knowledge as distinguished from merely possessing it. A routine court order that attempts to enforce the judgment that has been granted to a plaintiff by authorizing a sheriff to carry it out. Unlawful premeditated killing of a human being by a human being. Computer science, the process of carrying out an instruction by a computer. The act of performing, of doing something successfully, using knowledge as distinguished from merely possessing it. A dramatic or musical entertainment. They listened to 10 different performances. Process or manner of functioning or operating. They compared the cooking performance of each oven. The act of performing, of doing something successfully, using knowledge as distinguished from merely possessing it. They criticized his performance as mayor. Any recognized accomplishment. They admired his performance under stress. The act of presenting a play or a piece of music or other entertainment. We congratulated him on his performance at the rehearsal. The act of accomplishing some aim or executing some order. The act of performing, of doing something successfully, using knowledge as distinguished from merely possessing it. An object occurring naturally, not made by man. Any clever maneuver. He would stoop to any device to win a point. An emblematic design, especially in heraldry. He was recognized by the device on his shield. An instrumentality invented for a particular purpose. The device is small enough to wear on your wrist. Any ornamental pattern or design, as in embroidery. Something in an artistic work designed to achieve a particular effect. A doctrine accepted by adherents to a philosophy. A doctrine accepted by adherents to a philosophy. A chemical mechanism involved in vital processes occurring in living organisms. Any mechanism whereby an infectious agent is spread from a reservoir to a human being. An innate mechanism in living organisms that controls the periodicity of many physiological functions. Any condition that makes it difficult to make progress or to achieve an objective. Intolerance as a barrier to understanding. Anything serving to maintain separation by obstructing vision or access. A structure or object that impedes free movement. The center around which something rotates. Characteristic way of bearing one's body. A small vehicle with 4 wheels in which a baby or child is pushed around. A railcar where passengers ride. A vehicle with wheels drawn by 1 or more horses. A machine part that carries something else. A mechanism in a firearm that ejects the empty shell case after firing. A mechanism in a firearm that pulls an empty shell case out of the chamber and passes it to the ejector. A mechanism in a firearm that pulls an empty shell case out of the chamber and passes it to the ejector. The internal mechanism of a device. Buildings for carrying on industrial labor. Performance of moral or religious acts. The reward for good works. Everything available, usually preceded by the. A hot dog with the works. The operating part that transmits power to a mechanism. A mechanism that puts something into automatic action. Someone who acts or responds in a mechanical or apathetic way. Only an automaton wouldn't have noticed. A mechanism that can move automatically. The center around which something rotates. A group of countries in special alliance. The second cervical vertebra serves as a pivot for turning the head. A straight line through a body or figure that satisfies certain conditions. In World War II, the alliance of Germany and Italy in 1936, which later included Japan and other nations. The main stem or central part about which plant organs or plant parts such as branches are arranged. A mechanism that can move automatically. A mechanism that rotates. Mechanism consisting of a system of rods and levers connected to the front wheels of a motor vehicle. The steering gear pushes it left or right, which swivels the front wheels, causing the vehicle to turn.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.